Welcome to the United Racing Network. My name is Andrew Spears. Alongside me in the booth tonight, he is back, folks, Rob McDonald. We're here at Interlagos. Rob, how are you enjoying Brazil?
I mean, it's a little warmer than I'm used to, but, I'm here better, and I'm ready to see some amazing action-packed racing tonight.
Yeah, I am excited for this tonight, and I'll tell you one of the reasons why. This track is almost a century old. It's less than 20 years away from being a century old. It's actually was opened in 1940, and it's been having races ever since. All the way from F1 to Indy has come here a few times, to GT3, the stock car Brasilia cars. I mean, it's just all over the place. The actual name for this track, and I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to try it anyway, is Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. Or
All
Pace. Is that right? Does that sound right?
I think it's Passe.
Yeah, well, I failed Spanish, so if anybody hears that and knows I'm wrong, well, you know what? It's okay. I'll just be wrong. I do want to come out and say a big apology for the last 2 weeks. It's been kind of crazy. I've been battling a cough, which I still kind of have, and Rob's been taking some personal leave. So, but we are back. As long as we don't have technical difficulties like we did last night, we shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs a little bit of time. I know, you're battling a sickness that you're basically coughing up a lung every 10 minutes, and I feel that because I dealt with that a few weeks ago. I'm still kind of getting over it. Just seems to never go away, so I know exactly how you're feeling.
Yep. Now, we are with J2i. We are doing the sprint races tonight, meaning that we are going to be in just the Porsche cars tonight. We'll have a 20-minute sprint and a 40-minute sprint afterwards. The winners, I believe it's top 8 of the first sprint race. Whoever won that was in the top 8. They'll invert the field there, and they'll have to battle their way through the field for the rest of the race, going into the 40-minute race. The 20-minute race, they will not have to pit because the cars will have enough fuel, but they will have to do one pit stop for fuel during the 40-minute race. So these cars are getting about 25 minutes worth of fuel from what we can tell in practice. So these guys definitely are running this track well, as you can see right now on your screen. We are watching Spicoli and the number 79 car right there, the black NASA car, and the tender car is right there in front of them, the number 42 car, Biker Pilot.
You gotta love that Tinder car.
You may love that tender car. I'm married.
Well, I mean, fair. Fair. All right.
But looks like we have Bob Wallace coming onto the track now. He's also here with us tonight. So the lineup comes down to Johnny B, Captain CK, Bob Wallace, Sector, Brando, AJ, Brosy Don, Mystery Lane, Spicoli, Erico, Book, Lamp, Biker Pilot, Nicolator, Garlic Dog, Junior McKinn, Caudata, Beaver, and Rocky are all are all slated to race tonight. So, we'll see where it goes. Did I butcher any of them names?
I think you may have butchered one or two, but
It's United Racing Network.
yeah,
We always do that.
it's what we do.
It's what we do best, man. It's what we do best.
I mean, at least he attempted the name and didn't get it completely wrong like I did last week.
That is true. That is true. So watching these guys on track, Rob, we've been watching them here off camera now for, I'd say, well over an hour now. And so far, Bob Wallace is looking very strong.
Yeah, he is. And, I've been watching a little bit longer than you have. I think I jumped in at about 7 o'clock and just kind of had it sitting there running. And, he was showing some speed around this track. I mean, right now, he doesn't have the fastest top speed. That belongs to Sector at 168 mile an hour. But he's still cruising along at about 164. So,
Yep.
I mean, he is fairly fast out there. And just looking now, some of these guys have just got in, but looks like he's only holding 4 quote unquote off tracks that live timing is keeping track of. So
Yeah, I'm only showing 3, so I mean that's obviously our live timings are going to be a little different because you have been watching slightly longer than I have. But I mean, 3 off tracks for over 30 laps completed. He shouldn't have an issue with penalties tonight.
no, not at all. And with these guys at, I believe it's 15, they'll have to do a drive-through penalty, and then every 5 incident points after that, they'll have to do another.
Yeah, so looking at the best time on track right now, it does belong to Johnny B with a 1:33.59 at the top of your screen there. Now, Johnny B is not somebody that I've seen up front a whole lot. Who is the guy that usually is up there?
So normally that's Martin McCrispy. Yeah.
But he's not slated to race tonight.
He's not that I see anyways.
Now, he may just be more of the endurance-style races. And speaking of endurance-style races, we will be here next week as well here at Interlagos for the endurance race. LMP2s battling the LMP2s and the GT3s battling the GT3s. All on track at the same time for an hour and a half. And that's going to be a race for the century because of the way this track is in general. It's tight racing, a lot of tight corners. They have to slow down, judge their corners correctly. It's going to be a tight battle.
Yeah, especially you have the faster LMP2s, then you have the slower GT3 cars. So when you have that mix out there, you got guys that are driving these LMP2s as fast as they can with as much downforce as they have in those cars, and then you have these GT3 cars which are a little looser. They're a little more, I'd say, unpredictable. If you turn them wrong, you get your braking zones off just a little bit. So that'll make for some interesting racing for sure next week.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And I was over here looking at some of the things for oh, it's kind of crazy. Okay, my live time it just kind of froze up there for a second. But other drivers that I've seen on track tonight that I've not seen a whole lot. AJ Garlic Dog is one I've not seen a whole lot. These are all contenders, and their lap times aren't terrible. I mean, they're all within a second of one another.
Yeah, so I mean, like right now, if we look at it from first to our last place in practice right now, the difference is only 10 seconds, not even 9 seconds.
Wow. 9 seconds from the first position to the last position that scored a lap time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. All right, so the championship race. The championship race tonight is going to go to the leader of the championships right now is showing to be Austin Farr, 97 points. Sean Dickinson is in second with 71 points, and you can just see the cascade effect from there. But Austin Farr is leading the championship right now. So that's but I don't see him on track tonight, so.
No, I don't see him on track, so that could hurt him in the points, especially, with these guys that are on track that aren't that far behind. I mean, I do believe it's only, I believe it was 30 points for the winner if they win both, I believe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that could throw some upsets in there as well.
Yeah, and we're still getting used to the points standings for J2i, so it'll take us a few Probably, I mean, till the end of the season to get used to it for sure. But as we get ready to go to qualifying, guys, we're going to just take a quick ad break. We'll see you right after this break. Qualifying. Rob, talk about qualifying, if you will.
All right, so qualifying, we are not doing lone qualifying. So this is group qualifying, so everybody's going to be out on the track at the same time. Some guys may choose to, stick in a pack together up front, and some of them will just wait for everybody to just kind of space themselves out. Now, it's hard to say what the best option is going to be, because if you're in a pack, you'll have that draft, so you'll have a little bit of a speed advantage. Not a lot, but it's still there. But you also have to worry, if you take a corner wrong, well, there's other guys there too, so you have to be mindful of that. But the guys that sit there and wait to come out, they don't really have to worry about everybody else on the track. They just have to worry about putting down the fastest lap time that they can.
Yep, the fastest lap time that they can and the cleanest lap that they can, because off tracks will affect whether the lap counts or not. And just looking at everybody getting their out laps complete here, who do you think is going to qualify the best?
I mean, it's hard to say. We saw so many of these guys up there in practice, but we've learned many, many times that practice timings don't really mean anything. These guys could just be, driving the car just to get a feel for the track, get a feel for the car. So that way when they come to qualifying, they can really push them and they know how the car is going to react when it's coming around the track. If these guys haven't raced this track, practice is a great time to, help learn the track. So it's really hard to say, as much as I want to say, Johnny B will be up there. We don't know. He did have, the fastest lap time up there. But qualifying is a completely different beast than what practice is. So
yeah, we have 15 minutes of open qualifying, so these guys can get as many laps as they can get in 15 minutes and try to push for that fastest lap time, along with drafting behind people in the straightaways, because we got 2 straightaways here that you can get some pretty good speed on, and actually cornering people. But you don't want to make contact with the cars in front of you. You don't want to go off track. That's going to be what the biggest issue that these guys are going to deal with in qualifying, just because their tires are going to stay a little bit cool throughout the start. And speaking of that, let's go over the race info real quick. The race info for tonight, we have 69 degrees is the weather for right now during qualifying. Track temperature starting to warm up a little bit, but it's only 81 degrees, so you're going to see some tires you're going to see some spin outs probably during this qualifying phase. We are overcast tonight, so different parts of the track. It's going to be cloudy, which means it's going to be a little different. There's going to be a little shock in temperature there. So, we're going to see how that fares and how these guys can overcome that tonight. Now, we are getting some qualifying times in here. Let's take a look at the standings so far. It looks like Johnny B is sitting in that first position with a 134.81. He's a Canadian boy.
Yep.
But right behind him with just with a 100th of a second is Captain CK.
Yep. It's great to see the Canadian boys leading this.
Yeah, now we just need Biker Pilot up there, and then we'll be a trio, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all in the top 10 right now, so.
Yeah, Biker Pilot could easily be moved out of the top 10. He is in 10th.
But, yeah.
And Erico and Mystery Lane all were setting well in practice, and they're putting their laps out right now. So we've got probably another quarter of a lap here for Erico here to complete his lap, and we'll see where he qualifies that. He's driving the Puff Puff Pass car. Now you can just do what you want to with that, but it's a good looking car. I like it.
It is.
Kind of matches your cars that you race for the United Racing or United Racing Network cars. And it looks like Erico is not gonna have a lap right there. His lap did not count. It was probably because of an off-track event.
Yeah, so Racer Mom, that's right. Farr, Dickinson, and Crisp are not racing tonight, so it could be anybody's game because, as we've seen in the past, those three drivers are constantly up front, and they're constantly battling with each other. So tonight's going to be interesting, and we're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of people that aren't normally in the front going to be up there.
Yeah, I think the same thing, and I think it's going to shake up the points a little bit. I do think it's going to shake up the points because of the issues that with not necessarily the issues, but just the dominancy that Martin Crisp and Farr and Dickinson all have. If they're not here, then I'm not saying somebody can come and take their points away from it, but it's going to be anybody's game to get those points. Now, we did have a change in the leadership position so far. Spicy Cola, or Spicoli. Spicoli? Yeah.
Spicoli, yeah.
Has qualified in the first position as of now with a qualifying lap of 1:33.88. It's actually the fastest right now by a few tenths of a second. I like the car, so I like the NASCAR. Is that a matte black color on top of a matte purple?
I think it is.
How do you do the matte colors? Is that also spec mapping?
Yeah, that's also spec mapping.
Man, I love the matte colors. Look at it. Oh, there's little stars on the side.
Oh yeah.
Captain CK.
Looks like a little nebula.
Captain CK is in that third position as of right now. Now that may change. Johnny B is on an out lap right now, so he's trying to get his tires warmed up as much as he can. Looks like Garlic Dog has made it on track. He's got a big warning on the back of his car that says slow down.
Yeah. What else does it say? It says something else there. Hold on. See if I can...
There's nobody behind him, so we can't really get a close-up view.
It says slow down. They say you cut the course.
Oh, that's a crew chief. There's an app for iRacing that you can get, a third-party app called Crew Chief, and that saying is in that app when you cut the course, and it's like a British guy saying it, so it's kind of wild. You know, Mystery Lane may be one that actually makes a move too, because you remember the sprint race. After the sprint race, when we go into the 40-minute race, sorry, reading the comments here. When they do the inversion, technically as it sits right now, he would be in first.
Yeah.
So, you know, if he finished 8th in the 20-minute race and they do an inversion and he can hold on to that position, he'll have a good shot at winning the 40-minute race and getting some points out of that as well.
That is true, and you know, I kind of like the way they do it. You know, the top 8 get inverted, so you may have led everything for the first 20 minutes, but you know, after that, you're gonna have to battle for every position you get, and it just makes things a little different and a little more complicated for the guys that think they can just walk away in the 20 minutes and stay there.
Yeah, and I enjoy that because, you know, sometimes you just take a couple of bad breaks in the field. You just can't get back up there. Once these guys get away and they start hitting them corners correctly, it's hard to gain these positions once they get 5, 10, 15 seconds ahead of you. You're better off just defending your position and taking the position you got instead of trying to burn your car up and lose positions because you're trying to get to the front. So, but I do want to point out here, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's 2 B class license in the 1 and 2, and everybody else is A license until you get down to 18 to the bottom. But the highest I rating right now out there is Johnny B. Now, I rating is the actual how well you race, how many wins you have, how many positions you can take, positive positions you take. All that affects I rating, and Johnny B is sitting with the highest I rating out of the field right now.
Yeah, that is true, and I mean it's very, very impressive, especially with a B license, to have that high of an I rating.
Yeah, he's either been promoted or he's been just racing like crazy, working on his I rating and not moving through the field too much. I don't know. I'd say that's pretty hard to get an I rating of 4,000 and still be a B license. But you know what, iRacing does do some funky things. So, and safety rating, what we're talking about there is actual accidents you have in the official races for iRacing. In these league hosted sessions like this, I rating and safety rating don't get affected. So these guys are racing against other random people throughout the world getting these achievements. And that's, I can tell you from personal experience, you'll never see me with a 4,000 I rating because people wreck me too much.
Maybe it's not them, maybe it's you.
You know what? Maybe it is. I'll take it. And as we wrap up qualifying, we got less than 5 minutes. You think anybody's going to take that top spot from Spicoli?
I don't know, as Bob Wallace just throws out a 134.01. So, I mean, I don't know if he's got another lap in him, if he can get to that top position, but he is showing the speed to get there. So,
yeah, he is for sure. We are working with a different camera crew tonight. These cams have been sponsored by Track Cams for Gourmet. I say sponsored, I mean we purchased them, but you know it is what it is. But he does some good work over there. So if you're on iRacing and you're looking for some good cameras, go check out Track Cams for Gourmet, and prices aren't too bad. So check them out and make sure you grab some different cameras. I mean the cameras that we have tonight are all custom. So, and Rob, I got a shout out real quick.
Alrighty.
I got a shout out to our back-end producer, Jacob Burton, for showing me Reshader. Reshader is an awesome program that we're using tonight to show the quality, or the not the quality, but what's the word I'm looking for, the visual appeal for the cars. The actual, before iRacing had like a yellow film, it was a warm color over the screen. It just didn't look real. But this, me looking from my computer screen, it looks almost identical to what you'd see on TV. So
yeah, I mean, it looks absolutely amazing. And, like right now I'm watching it, my end, I don't have reshades. So, I got that little bit of a yellowish tinge to it. And then, I look over at the stream and it's just absolute crystal clear, and just, the concrete looks like concrete.
The asphalt looks like asphalt.
Yeah.
And the smoke actually appears where you couldn't hardly see it last time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and I like it a lot.
Well, right now AJ just posted the fastest lap time of the evening with a 1:33.75. He come out of nowhere for that one.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, I believe in practice, he was sitting in the middle of the pack. So, I mean, just goes to show practice times don't really mean anything.
No, and practice, you're getting a feel for the track. Where can I make a turn? Where can I get fast? Where is the best place to run this race, right? That's what they're looking for. Yeah, you can go out there and do a mock qualifying run, get a fresh car, do a mock qualifying run, but is it the same? That's a question. right?
Yeah, that's true, and it's really not. So now, here's something for you because I know you're a Mercedes man,
I do like Mercedes.
but we're all running Porsches. So how are you feeling about an all Porsche field?
I mean, that's what they do there in the sprint races. They run all Porsches. So I gotta have some sort of, I guess, liking to Porsche. I guess you could say. So,
Well, there you go.
all right, as we grid up on this grid, let's go through the qualifying. The grid here. AJ is going to be starting in that first position. Second belongs to Spicoli. Third, Captain CK. Fourth, Bob Wallace. Johnny B is in fifth. Sector's in sixth. Brosdion is in seventh. Mystery Lane is in eighth. Brando's in ninth. 10th is Nicolator.
We got Urko in 11th, Long Island Nerd in 12th, Biker Pilot 13th, Lamp in 14th, Book 15th. We got Rocky in 16th, Mick Merck in 17th, Garlic Dog 18th, Junior McKinn in 19th, Kodata in 20th, and Beaver in 21st.
Yep, and we are doing a standing start to this race tonight, so we're going to watch these guys on the grid here and looking at the pole here. AJ, there he is. AJ, give a wave. He is our pole sitter tonight, and he will be taking us green here shortly. Rob, are you ready to go green here?
Oh, absolutely. I'm always ready to go green. So, to help your little kerfuffle there with the naming of Poseidon, it's pronounced like Poseidon, just bro instead of the po.
Got it. That does help. As we get ready here, we are green here at Interlagos as we get off the grid here. Everybody's wrecking in the back there. Do have a wreck in the back there, but we are going to stay green. They're going to get everything turned around, and we are going through turns number one. The number 45 car of AJ is going to maintain that front position, but Captain CK in the 50 car is going to be on his outside looking to take that spot as he tucks in behind and settles for second.
I mean, turn one is always the real challenge here. You know, these guys just want to go fast. They want to get the distance in between them and the guy behind them. But they kind of got to be careful because, I mean, there's braking zones, so everybody's going to bunch up.
Yeah, bunch up, but everybody did well getting through that there as AJ is in that first position there.
I just heard somebody crash.
Yep, I'm looking for it now. Looks like Bob Wallace and Spicoli went off track. Spicoli in the purple car right there behind the leaders. I don't think that was an accident. I think he just got an off-track event. So did Bob Wallace there in the 5th position. And once we get settled in here, we're going to take a look at that restart, or that start of the race. That was kind of crazy there, wasn't it, Rob?
It really was. I mean, everybody just kind of went everywhere and scattered. You know, maybe these guys just started off a little too heavy on the pedal.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what you have to look for whenever you have these types of races where you start from the grid. You can go anywhere very quickly. So you have to basically navigate traffic there. So
we actually have Beaver coming down pit lane right now, and he's got some heavy front end damage.
Yeah, he was involved in that spill on that front stretch there during the start. So we do have a move being made there by Spicoli there in the NASA car. Let's go up here and take a look at that. So he was side by side. He actually is getting passed up now, but he was side by side with Captain CK for that second position. But now he's fell back. Oh, he's falling back hard still.
It looks like he locked up the brakes a little bit there, just trying to avoid any contact between him and Captain CK. And, you know, just lost the momentum he had. And Johnny B was able to just walk right on by him.
Yeah, and Garlic Dog is showing to be going off track. It looks like we had somebody actually come off the track and go back on the track. It looks like Junior McKibben. He was the one that was involved in that spin at the first of the race there, and he just is going to take it to pit lane.
I mean, with the damage that Beaver was showing when he went into the pits, I mean, I'm sure Junior McKinn had just as much damage on him, clearly, as he wasn't able to navigate that turn real well.
Yep, let's go back and look at the green flag here. As we went green, these guys in the back here gave us some problems. You can see the 16 just got loose and grabs that 10 car back there. Look at it from a different angle here. It's number 16 on the left there is who you're looking at. They both get loose. 16 really gets loose and grabs the 10. You see Beaver in the 10 come down pit lane, so that's where his damage came from.
Yeah.
And these cars up front are single file right now, looking for the guy in front of them to make a mistake. But I'm gonna go up here or back here and look through the field here. Everybody is kind of actually Poseidon has had an accident. Let's take a look at that here. Poseidon in that 99 there. We're just going to ride along with him for a second. Actually, two cars out there look the same. The 99 and the 666. Oh, it looks like the 123 car grabs the 99, gets him a little off balance there, and he's looking for something, but he grabs the 95 and just locks it up and goes off track there. Garlic Dog and who is that? Looks like the number 14 of Caudata. How would you say that, Rob? If somebody can correct us in chat on that, that'd be awesome. We got some spicy moves being made up front, side by side for the second position here. Johnny B and AJ battling. And Captain CK has made a pass for that front position. He is sitting in first right now, but how long can he hold it? Because these guys behind are definitely fighting for that position. Let's go back and take a look at the pass for first. Captain CK sitting there on the inside, and insides when you're approaching corners, it can do you well, or it can mess you up depending on how well you can apex that corner. And it looks like he does well over the 45 there. Is able to get a good position on the group there.
Yeah, I mean when you got two corners coming up and you're on the inside, you're likely going to get that position because I mean the guy on the outside has to drive a little bit more than what you do. So, I mean it was a great move there by Captain CK as Johnny B is actually right on his tail now. And they're starting to put a little bit of distance in between themselves and AJ right now.
Yeah, and you can see they're approaching lap traffic there. It looks like they were approaching lap traffic and causing an issue for the guys up front.
I don't know if they're there yet. I mean,
oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at a different car. My apologies. My apologies. I was looking at a different car. Erico there in the number 33 car. I know we got some Erico fans out there. A Bong Life. Maybe I need a Bong here.
And demonetized.
For what? Promotion? Promotion of what? Smoking water? That's what I'm going to do.
All right, fair. That's fair.
Captain CK has got somewhat of a lead over Johnny B, but Johnny B is still in a position for striking distance here. AJ has moved into that third position. Spicoli is in that fourth position. Fifth is Bob Wallace. So the top five is still a very strong contention. Anybody can win this race as we are entered less than 15 minutes to go in the sprint. As we got to move for first here. Side by side coming into turn one. Both of them lock their wheels up. And it looks like the crossover is going to be coming, but he didn't set it up right there. Oh, I take that back. They are back side by side. And there's actually a battle for first and second here. They're all battling for position.
Oh, and Sector has crashed.
We'll go back and take a look at that in just a second here. We got a battle for this first position. Now, remember, guys, in the sprint race, whoever wins it will start in the 8th position for the main. So keep that in mind whenever you
whenever we get back to it.
Yep, whenever we get back to it. I was looking because on the overlay here, something's flashing like red. Like the actual numbers are flashing red, so I don't know what I'm doing, what's happening there, but we'll take it.
I think that's when they get an off track.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Bob Wallace and, Johnny B and Spicoli here are battling for the 3rd position for a podium spot right now. Let's go back and take a look at that sector crash as these guys duke it out. Sector's going to be in that yellow 95 back there. Yellow 95. And he just locks it up and takes it to the grass there. Turn one, if you don't hit it right, is definitely devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it makes it hard when you're following the guy in behind you.
Spicoli got loose going into one there. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a little hard when you're following somebody. You can't really see what's in front of you. You got a car on your inside. You know you're coming to a corner, and you kind of got to do what you got to do to keep it off one another. So, I mean, these cars don't like, they're not like the next gen cars where you can bump and bang them a little bit. These things they don't like it too much.
Yeah, that's true. We have a battle for the 10th position here. Long Island Nerd in that number 2 car has fell back to 10th. Actually, it's a battle for that 9th position. And now the tender cars are knocking on the door of Nicolator. Biker Pilot, Long Island Nerd battling for that 9th position. They're also battling for a 10th position there, but I don't know which one's going to give first.
It was weird seeing these cars, though.
Oh, the number 5 took that corner a little wide there and actually got slowed down.
It says Rocky has crashed as well.
If I can take a look at that here in just a second. We have a battle for that 10th position between Biker Pilot and Long Island Nerd. Both of them are teammates, I assume. And it looks like Biker Pilot is going to maintain that position as of now. Let's go back and take a look at the Rocky crash. Rocky's in that number 22 right there on your screen. Is that the Jägermeister car?
It is a Jägermeister car.
Oh, God. I've never drank Jägermeister.
You've never drank Jägermeister?
Nope, I'm a whiskey guy. And he gets loose going into the corner there, but doesn't collect anybody. And that is considered an off track and an accident, but he didn't collect anybody, thank God. But no, I've not had Jägermeister.
Well, you're missing out.
Maybe.
Although I can say don't drink half a bottle on an empty stomach. That's all I can say.
I heard it tastes like cough medicine.
It kind of does, but you mix it with a Red Bull and it's not bad.
Jaeger bomb?
Yeah.
Heard them things can cause heart attacks.
Yeah, it's all right. You won't be able to stand up if you drink half a bottle on an empty stomach. I may or may not be talking from experience. But once you get some food in you, you're all good to go.
And we're live. Gonna ride along here with AJ as he completes a lap here. AJ has been doing well, actually moving through the field for the most part. He started in first, fell back a little bit, and now is in that third position, looking to take back the position that he was in to start the race. So we'll see what happens as we run along with AJ.
Cyclone saying drinking Jaeger with anything as a mix is a mistake. He's speaking from experience, and I have to agree. Junior McKinney got around there.
We'll go back and look at that in just a second. We're riding along here with AJ. Looks like we actually have a battle for that first position between Spicoli and Captain CK again. They're right on the tail of one another. And you can just see how technical this course is with the hills and the ups and downs and the way the corners are. I mean, they're slowing down and getting into the lower gears there. I'm loving the interior of this car, though.
Rocky has crashed again and jumped to the pits. So.
Go back and take a look at both of those here in just a second. I mean, the way these guys are handling these cars around this track is very impressive, for sure. And it looks like Junior McCann gets loose, turned around there, going into the corner. Doesn't collect anybody, gets off the track as the next group is coming along, and doesn't collect anybody. And Rocky, you said Rocky crashed. We'll go back and take a look at that. Rocky's in the Jägermeister car. Looks like these guys just have some heat in their tires.
Yeah, they may have to start backing their corners off a little bit. You know, let those tires firm up a little bit more so they can have the grip that they need to, throw these things around the corners. But
we had a pass
as we're looking here, Captain CK has dropped back to fourth now.
Oh, he gets loose. Captain CK gets loose there, coming into a corner, and just as a big mistake by Captain CK and AJ, Johnny B, Spicoli all took advantage of that mistake, and now they're all sitting in the podium spot now for the sprint race. We're going to hang out front here because we do have some more racing to be done here, but we're going to hang out front since we're less than 5 to go here.
Ooh. And Caudata has crashed hard, and he's got some heavy damage on that front end of the number 14 Porsche.
Looks like Sector has crashed as well.
It seems to be the same corners. They're kind of overdriving that corner a little bit. And,
well, it's also very shady over there as well. We're watching Caudata right now. He grabs the grass and grabs that inside wall hard. Sits in the middle of the track, jumps to the pits, and that may be his race here. These guys are battling hard here for this position. Looking at the timing here, the intervals, you can see it on your screen there. I mean, Spicoli's got about a second lead over Johnny B here. The battle on track right now is between the second and third position. Looks like McMurk has went off track. Spicoli is going to lead him around probably 2 more times here, possibly taking the win here in the sprint race, but it's too long of a time to tell here. Yeah, that is a tough corner. That corner's definitely got to be a little bit cooler than the rest of the track.
I wish we had temperature sensors in that corner. We can see how much, what the difference is, or just around the track in temperatures.
Yeah, maybe we can reach out to iRacing to add that feature.
Yeah, iRacing, if you're watching.
Yeah, iRacing, if you're watching, that's right. And I'm showing you on track here. I'm showing you the track that we're racing at. Everybody's kind of just everywhere on the track right now. The guy we are sticking with is highlighted in green, a green circle. The number 79, who is our leader right now. And that gap between Johnny B and Spicoli is decreasing. And he's going to have probably another lap to get him. Do you think he'll be able to get there, Rob?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, he is closing that gap. I mean, it was about a second and a half almost. And now he's down to, 7/10. So, I mean, he could.
Yep.
As the white flag is in the air. This will be the last lap around this track.
Yep, that white flag is sponsored by JP Alfonso Studios.
All right.
Thank you, JP, for the sponsorship.
I don't know if I saw that right, but on the front of Spicoli's car, I'm pretty sure it says the UK Space Agency on it.
It does. Oh, as he locks the tires up, Johnny B is going to be getting in a position here. He's at less than a second. This is going to be for the win for the sprint race. They're knocking the intervals down slowly. We're down to a half a second. I don't know. I think he just may be out of reach to grab that position. I say that, and we're down to almost 2 seconds, less than a quarter of a second.
As we come to the final corner.
Yep, in the final corner, Spicoli is going to be finishing that first position. Johnny B second, AJ third. Captain CK is battling there for that position. It looks like Captain CK will take fourth barely by 9/100th of a second over Wallace. Erico in sixth, Brando in seventh, Mystery Lane in eighth, Nicolator in ninth. 10th belongs to Lamp as of right now. Beaver in 11th, 12th goes Nerd, Book in 3rd, 13th. Sector is approaching the finish line here. Sector, Brosidon is in 14th and 15th. Biker Pilot 16th, McMurk 17th, 18th is we're still waiting on Dog to finish here. He's going to take home that 18th position, and it looks like Junior McKinn and Caldata and Rocky will be finishing a few laps down. Well, that's an interesting race. I mean, I'm really excited to see what this 40-minute race is going to hold for us. And I'm also excited to see what next week's endurance race is going to hold for us here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just seeing these Porsches coming around the track, it's got me giddy for next week, seeing the LMP2s out here and then the different manufacturers with the GT3 and seeing how they can get around this track.
Yeah, and this track is so tight. Like, there's going to be multiple overtakes next week, and truly you don't want to miss it. We're going to be here, and I'm excited to see what we're going to have next week when it comes to the endurance race for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. As we go to the warm-up before the 40-minute race, We're just going to take you guys side by side. Give you a little chance to go grab your popcorn, go grab your drinks. I know me myself, I have to go grab a drink because my throat is a little hoarse right now.
Your horse's little throat.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna take you side by side. We'll be back in a minute. Rob, in exactly 40, I'm going to say probably 45 minutes, right? 45 minutes, we'll have a champion of tonight's event. You know, I'm thinking, I'm looking at these drivers, I'm looking at who won the last race, and I don't have a pick for the next race.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, all these drivers are absolutely phenomenal out here. So, I mean, as much as I want to pick somebody, it's hard to.
Yeah, it's very hard to, for sure. I mean, we were watching Captain CK had that race won, locking the brakes up in that corner that's gotten a lot of people tonight. He loses 4 spots right away, you know. So, and Spicoli almost lost it as well as they entered the last corner there on that last lap in the 20-minute race. Another thing you got to factor in tonight for the 40-minute race is you have a pit stop. You have at least one for fuel. So, as we get ready to go green here, we're going to show you the grid. We are starting from the grid as we did last time. And Mystery Lane is going to be in that first position. Brando second. Third belongs to Erico. Bob Wallace in that fourth position. Captain CK is going to be starting in fifth. AJ in sixth. Johnny B in seventh. Spicoli in eighth. Nicolator in ninth. Lamp is in that 10th position. Beaver is in 11th. And 12th belongs to Long Island Nerd.
Yeah, and 13th, we got Book. 14th, Sector. 15th, Brosidon. 16th, we got Biker Pilot. 17th, McMurk. 18th, we have Garlic Dog. In 19th, we have Junior McKinn. 20th, we have Caudata. And 21st, we have Rocky, who is not gridded yet.
And he had a lot of issues. Rocky is actually one of the ones that had issues before. Now, Mystery Lane with the flip starting in that first position. Can he hold it? We'll find out. But Captain CK is in a good position in fifth. As we get ready to go green here, we are green back. Take that back. I think somebody jumped there. Looks like Brando may have jumped. But the 123 car of Brando is going to be in that first position, maintaining it as we get through that chicane off the front stretch, and everybody seems to be doing okay. That restart was a lot better than the first one.
It was. I mean, nobody spun out, so we're all good.
Yeah, Brando may have jumped. He may have gotten a penalty and jumped. Oh, as we got somebody almost sideways back there. The number 39 car of Lamp. Good save, but my Lord, I think that car goes sideways. AJ in that number 45 car. We've talked a lot about him tonight. You know, he qualified first, ended up getting into some issues later on in the 20-minute race, and you know, I think he's looking at a win this time around.
Yeah, I mean, although he has dropped, he was sitting in sixth. He's now sitting ninth. He may have just gotten a bad start and is going to be pushing towards that front position as his time goes on. I mean, we do have 40 minutes here, so.
Yeah, we got 40 minutes, and we have a pit stop that we have to look into. So, you know, we'll see what's happening at let's say 35-minute mark. But I'm sure that Brando's not going to be in that position. He could be. He may prove me wrong, but as of right now, Johnny B is fighting for that position. Johnny B is going to have it going into turn one. And it does look like Book is on pit road now. Did he get a penalty? Can you check that?
I'll take a look, but can't see if he was given one. So Book does have a black flag, and he just had that cleared. Bob Wallace also has a black flag that he will need to have cleared.
And Bob Wallace is sitting in third right now. It's going to put him back, but if he takes advantage of the black flag. Oh, as Captain CK. No, I'm sorry, Brando. Brando is off track there. Went off track, come back on track, but now there's going to be a battle for the second position between him and Bob Wallace. But Bob Wallace has got a pit here soon to take care of that black flag, so This looks like Brando's going to hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, Brando's going to hold on to that position, and Book is out of pit road now. So he has done his pit stop time, which took about 4 seconds to take care of that black flag. So
Yeah, it's just a stop and go. So
let's see if Bob Wallace comes in here. Bob Wallace is going to stay out. Now, he may be looking at a DQ here, potentially. Let's go back and look at that restart. Or that start, my bad. Everybody gets a good start there. Even in the back, I mean, everybody gets, you know, out of their positions respectively, but, I mean, it was a good start overall. And I want to show you what I was talking about with Brando on the start here. Brando had an incident at the start here. Brando's on that left side, number... oh, I'll take that back. That was Johnny B. No. Who's the 32? Oh, Mystery Lane may have gotten a penalty as well. Did he get a penalty? Because I know he jumped.
nope, I didn't see a penalty.
The stewards must have had their eyes closed on that one then. Because I know he jumped. I seen it. Oh, we got somebody around back in the back. Looks like Biker Pilot went off track and Lamp. Let's go look at the Lamp incident. Looks like the 99 grabs him and just spins him around there. May have been shoving it in a little too hard there in that corner. And Bob Wallace is still not pitted. He's going in now to take that penalty. Got a battle here between Beaver and Spicoli. Spicoli's going to take that position. Beaver may be looking for a crossover as we have somebody wrecking in the back there. Oh, there it is. There's a big one. Oh! Who was that?
It was
Massive wreck.
there were a lot of people involved there. Mystery Lane, Junior McKinn, Garlic Dog, Nicolator was involved in that as well.
Yeah, the 32, the number 2. We're watching the 32 here. The 32 may get a penalty for that because he come out on track right in front of the pack. Gets T-boned there by Junior McKinn. A lot of damage there. In my opinion, and this is solely my opinion, I think he should have held his brakes at the crowd pass. But now Mystery Lane, Junior McKibben is on pit road right now getting their damage assessed. Now, Rob, do we have quick repairs in the 40-minute event?
We will have to double check with race control after. But just looking how they're sitting, mind you, they did jump to the pit, so we will keep an eye on them, or I will keep an eye on them to see once they finish towing.
Yeah, as I've stated before, iRacing's got the fastest hookup and snatch, but they take forever to unhook you at pit road. It looks like we have a battle here for the 4th position. Captain CK's back in the back there. Brando, Beaver is all fighting for position. You see the interval between these 3 drivers right here. We're fighting on 7910 and the 123 car of Brando. They're all very close together, but they're all fighting for that same position. The battle for second is happening right now between these 3 drivers. And I agree with you, Racer Mom. There was a car flying in that accident. Hopefully everybody's okay from that. Believe it or not, these direct drive wheels that these guys, some of these guys will be racing with tonight, if you get hit T-bone like that and you're holding the wheel, you can actually break your hands.
Yep.
So
I know I've heard you complain a few times after it.
this Sim Magic, this thing is a beast.
Still keeping an eye on these guys here in pit lane. We're looking right now at 2 minutes 40 seconds for Mystery Lane. I'm not sure how long the tow timer is on this. It could be about a 4-minute one.
And I just want to point out here, Johnny B has got a 4-second, almost 5-second gap.
So
on
Mystery
second.
Lane and Junior McKinn are now out, so there are fast repairs during this 40-minute race. So they got the new cars out, and they're going to be back on track.
Yeah, I bet they'll be looking for blood now for each other for sure. We'll keep an eye out on them because I'm sure they'll be battling one another. All right, Rob, so we had some time to settle in here. We're right at the 30-minute to go mark. Who do you got?
I mean, it's anybody's game. I mean, you know, we've seen some guys move up. We've seen some guys fall. So I'm just going to pick somebody. I'm just going to go at random here. Screw it. I'm going to go with Johnny B just because he's Canadian.
Well, Johnny B is leading right now. He's got a 7-second gap over Spicoli here. But we do have to pit, so we'll look and see whose pit strategy actually works out in the end. We've seen it multiple times in other leagues that we broadcasted for that the pit stops play a big part with their strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, they really do. And, I mean, just looking at these guys here, they're all, you know, they're tight together because, I mean, other broadcasts that we've done, you know, the guy in first is, I don't know, a minute ahead of the rest of the pack. So when he comes in and pits, he doesn't really need to worry about what's going on.
Yeah. Remember one of the leagues we broadcasted for, the guy got a whole lap ahead of the entire field and then pit and still end up winning the race, which, I mean, obviously they will, but it's wild to believe that for sure. Getting told in the Discord chat that we should name drop Brandon in the race stream. Now, I'm not sure who Brandon is, so if somebody wants to tell me who that is, I'd love to know. Is there a Brandon out there?
I'm pretty sure that might be Brando. Let me just double check here.
If it's Brando, we've talked about him a lot tonight. He's been up front in both races, and I mean, he's competitive right now for position, you know, to potentially get on podium here. So,
yeah. So it's Brandon Brando Taylor. That's who that is there.
Brandon Brando Taylor. I like it. You know, somebody nicknamed me the lawnmower.
It's true. I've seen it. It was impressive taking a next gen car at 170 mile an hour through the grass at Daytona or at Talladega,
and keeping it straight the entire. I actually slid it perfectly around. Shout out to back. I think it's the Back Sports Channel for broadcasting that race. Yeah. I'm gonna hold that race. That's gonna be a treasure in my heart.
Oh, and McMurk's around.
McMurk's right there in the 27 car. And he just gets his front tires in that grass there coming off of turn 2 and gets it around. So the story comes down to, if you know anything about Talladega, it's a fast restrictor plate race for NASCAR. And actually, we'll hold on to that because Brosidon and Erico has crashed. Brosidon in the 99, Erico in the 33 here. Oh, it looks like he just sent it in and Erico didn't give him room. Just a racing incident there. But last lap, fighting for a first. Well, actually, I was a lap down. I was pushing one of the guys to the lead, and we get basically pushed down below the line. Starts headed to the wall. I missed pit road barely. Sent it across the grass. Started hearing Doc Hudson in my ear. You know, to turn left, you must turn right. And that's what I did. And well, somebody nicknamed me the lawnmower. So, because they definitely needed a more like the scalper, I guess you'd call it, because they needed a field team in the end of that race after I got done with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was impressive to watch, that's for sure. You know, I watched it 2 or 3 times, and you know, you say you're a dirt track racer, you say you're an asphalt oval guy, but I've never seen the two come together quite like that.
Only at Bristol Dirt. And that has nothing on 170 miles an hour through the infield of Talladega. So
No.
And Rob, I think I'm going to go live when I'm at the track next week for a few minutes.
All
right. I'm actually going to Talladega this weekend as they play the. They've only got a few races left in their playoffs. So, Racer Mom, I will get you bloopers. I'll actually get something queued up here. That'll be what we show at the very end of the race here. So make sure that you guys. Are we able to do that, Jacob? If you can hear me, can we play other people's YouTube videos, or is there copyright infringement there?
We might be all right if we do a react to it, but we may want to reach out to them just to get the permission.
Yeah, I'd hate to get struck down for doing that. I mean, I'll get you the link for it because it is awesome to go see it.
Actually, Jacob, if you want to go grab that link and just kind of find the time mark on that, pass it along so that people can watch the lawnmower and in his full glory.
Yeah, for sure. Johnny B is still in that first position by a long shot. I mean, good Lord, he's 4 seconds ahead now, 5 seconds ahead. I mean, Spicoli and Beavers knocked that interval down, but I mean, I don't know how much it's going to be. I mean, we do have our pit times are coming up. We're getting close to pit road, we're getting close to the pit stop times. We're about the 25-minute mark on that. We're about 10 minutes away, so we'll see where the strategies start to play here between Johnny B, Spicoli, Beavers, Captain CK, and AJ, our top 5 right now. So you see the sun's coming out here in here at Interlagos. Yeah, Racer Mom, Jacob, or he's our guy that kind of does the legality stuff, keeps our channels from getting struck down. So he kind of helps us out with that, because if I would sit here play ACDC and CCR all day. So
I'm sure we've been demonetized like 12 times. So
yeah, well, what's one more, right?
Yeah, exactly. At least twice or 3 times a stream we get demonetized, I'm sure.
Well, we still make money, so.
That's true. All thanks to the lovely people out there watching.
Yes, so we do appreciate you guys.
Now, I know when we've done the sprints before, you know, it was around the 20-minute mark when we seen Martin Crisp come in early.
Yes, I remember that.
And, you know, just took off with it, so.
He had a battle there towards the end, though.
Yeah.
Looking through these gaps here, we do have a battle of. We have a small battle. It's between two cars. Mick Merck is back in a position battle with Long Island Nerd. Long Island Nerd is the number 2 tender car right in front of him. I've got probably, let's say about 3/4 of a second. And Johnny B, we're looking for him to come down pit road any time here. We're at the 20-minute mark, 25 minutes, possibly stretch it to the 30-minute mark. Actually, we do have somebody entering pit road now.
Yeah, that's Brando entering pit road.
Brando's on pit road, and we should start seeing some guys come in behind him.
We got Biker Pilot coming in now. And Garlic Dog has crashed.
Garlic Dog, 199 right there. The slow down. You have cut the course. They say you have cut the course car. That's awesome. I don't use crew chief anymore, but that's pretty cool. Oh, does he grab the wall here? Oh, he saves it from hitting the wall barely by inches. Yeah, so if you want to see me cut grass, look for the number 68 yellow W car. Go slide across the infield of, or the front stretch of Talladega, and you'll see why I got the name the lawnmower. I don't even like cutting grass. Like, what the crap?
Well, that's bull. You like it.
I don't like cutting grass, actually. Weed eating hurts my back.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fair. It hurts everybody's back.
Oh, so I'm not the only one. Thank God. So, best car out here tonight, this is my opinion, solely my opinion, 560. I've always liked that retro Miami look. It kind of reminds me of Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It's kind of that same vibe, you know?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, that's probably the best looking car in my opinion out here tonight.
Yeah, just looking through, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Brando had an 11-second pit stop time on his last pit stop.
Wow. May have missed his box a little bit.
Yeah, looking there, we've had a 9.3. Brando had the 11, so I believe he may have missed his box. Looks like everybody's had the 9.3. Looks like Book is on pit road now. He's actually in the pit. We'll see how long it takes him. Yeah, he's on pit exit at 9.2. So Brando may have missed his actual stall there.
You know, I have to agree with you there, Racer Mom. Ride-on lawnmower is a lot more fun than a push mower.
I just had a flashback to my childhood. Dad, if you're watching, I remember you making me go out there and push that long grass, that long yard with a push mower. I did it. That was my Saturday chore.
Hey,
I hated it.
But did it have an engine on it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. You got to step up on me. I use one of those, the rotary ones.
I'd rather use that instead.
No. Especially if it's not sharpened properly. It doesn't cut grass worth a crap.
All right. I got you.
It's just a pain. You know, push it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's not a good time.
We do have a Canadian, Johnny B, the Canadian boy that you were pulling for, is still in that position for leading, but he's got to be coming into pit road here soon. He's got to be sucking fumes.
Yeah, he's got to be close. I mean, even the guys behind him, I mean, they still got to come in. The only one that's pitted right now, it looks like the furthest back is going to be Urco. That's 44 seconds back as Spicoli just come into pit lane.
Yeah, but he will lose. Captain CK coming right behind him.
They will lose a little bit of time, but the guys ahead of them have to come in.
Yeah, they'll lose a little bit of time, and I think pitting early like they are, it may actually give them a position. If Johnny B doesn't pit on this next lap, then they won't be in a position to take the position from Johnny B. Johnny B will have to stay at least a lap, at least another lap, to make their strategy basically go kaput.
Yeah.
Streamlabs at it again.
Well, there we go.
Captain CK back on track. He didn't lose a whole lot of position there. He's down to 6th. He was in 4th. Bro Sidon actually pitted on. Well, he's not pitted yet. Has he pitted yet? I don't think he's pitted.
It doesn't show it.
Looking at the pit laps. Nope, he's not pitted yet. So, take that back. He's pitting now. Johnny B is killing it as of right now, 6 seconds ahead of the group. And he is heeding my advice and staying out one more lap to mess up their strategy. So now, I mean, he's almost lapped. He's lapped everybody up to the 7th position. But, I mean, that engine must be sucking right now. Sucking them fumes.
Yeah, I suspect either this lap, you may even try and push it one more lap. But it's hard to say. I don't think he will. Just because he's been out front, he's been pushing that car. So that thing is, well, I wouldn't say they're very economically friendly.
Yeah, not really. I mean, these things are pushing about 12. Oh, is he almost wrecks coming into pit road. He is going to make it to pit road, though, and finally get topped off on fuel. Beaver is going to be taking the position away from Johnny B to get that lap led for the points. But I don't think he's pitted either, so
no.
He's not pitted either. So his pit stops can probably be on that first lap or the next lap around. AJ is coming to the 2nd position. He's not pitted either. So Beaver and AJ will have to pit. The next one in line is going to be Spicoli. Johnny B's back on track now, so Johnny B is actually in a good position to take the lead back. So,
and he's got an 11-second gap over Spicoli. So,
wow.
His Beaver goes way off track.
I didn't get a notification for it.
Well, he may not have been in an area where it counted as off track, but he took that corner really, really wide.
Looking, I'm trying to find some good battles for you guys. Looks like Brando and Erico are battling for the 7th position. Oh, it looks like we may have a 3 battle here soon if they can get up to bro side in there.
Oh, so Johnny B is a teammate of Martin Crisp. Well, that's interesting because normally Martin Crisp's strategy is to kind of pit early.
Yeah, but that's Martin Crisp. That may not be Johnny B's strategy.
True. As Johnny B is now in the lead as Beaver and AJ come into the pits there.
So, are you ready to see some leagues racing that Porsche R electric car?
I really hope not, because that sound just drives me insane.
It'd be a very quiet race. Now, I know some people just love hearing my voice, but here you get to at least have it drowned out by some of these car sounds. With that, it's a bzzz, and then me talking. That's it.
Yeah.
So
it just sounds like an angry bee.
Hey, but I've heard they're fun to drive. I need to buy it and try to race it.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't know. I know electric cars are the thing of the future, but I don't think it has its place
In racing? No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I am curious to see what NASCAR does. They're talking about bringing in an electric SUV NASCAR league. So like they'd be racing the Blazers and the Explorers, and I think Toyota may bring in one of their SUVs. So maybe the RAV4.
I just find that weird.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people thought the next gen cars were weird, but I like them. So, I don't know. We'll see. And after pit stops are complete, let's run through the field, Rob.
All right, so we got Johnny B leading right now with a 7-second lead over Beaver in that second position. We got Spicoli in third with AJ right behind him in fourth, and Captain CK in fifth, Broziden in sixth, Urco in seventh, followed by Brando in eighth. We got Sector in ninth, Biker Pilot in 10th, Lamp in 11th, and Nicolator sitting in that 12th position.
13th belongs to that man in the number 2 Tinder car. I wonder if he's using Tinder nowadays. I mean, that's kind of just a thing of the past. But anyway, it belongs to Long Island Nerd. In that 14th position is Bob Wallace. Now, he had a tough break at the start of this race. Had a black flag that just kind of ruined his race. In that 15th position is Book. 16th is Garlic Dog. 17th is McMurk. 18th is going to be Caldeta. And 19th is Mystery Lane. In that 20th position is Junior McKinn. And the 21st position, I know there is one, but I think they're out of the race.
Yeah,
yes, Rocky is out of the race. But now that battle for that position there, we were watching, or we were going to go watch is Spicoli and AJ. Is that right?
Yep. And Rosiden actually crashed, so that's going to open the door for Urco and Brando.
It looks like Captain CK got a little loose there too. Went off track. Oh, actually, Captain CK got loose, locked it up, and got into Broside and got into him. But that's going to give Erico and, like you said, Brando a chance to get that position from him.
Oh, and Brosiden has actually crashed again. He went hard into the wall.
Yeah, it looked like he just locked it up there, coming down into turn 2. Tough break for Brosiden.
It may have a little bit of damage to that rear wing.
Yeah, he's got some damage to the right front and the rear wing there. So, but we are less than 10 minutes to go, so we're going to stick to that front pack like we do every race. Watch the battles that are unfolding. Johnny B's got a commanding lead right now, 21 seconds over Beaver right now. 21 seconds.
Are you sure it's 21 seconds?
Oh no, that's the gap. I'm sorry, 7
yeah.
seconds. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 21 laps completed. We got AJ still battling with Spicoli for that third position here.
Yeah, do you think he'll get it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm sure he's got it in him. He's just got to dig down and push as, we're at about the 5.5 minute mark left in this 40-minute race.
Yeah, and looking at these pit stop times here, Spicoli pitted on lap 15. That was probably about 10 minutes ago. AJ pitted on lap 18, which is about 3 minutes after that. So, once these, which I say that the rear ends will not end up getting loose in these cars because the fuel's up front. So, it's going to be more of who can have the downforce up front to maintain these corners at higher speeds. And looking at the pit stop times, it looks like AJ may be able to make the pass here soon if he's in the right position.
As we actually got Urko trying to chase down Captain CK for that 5th position, with Brando not far behind Urko.
Yeah, there's still a good distance between them here. Looks like Beaver's going to have that second position, no problem.
Yeah, as long as he races the next 4 minutes mistake-free. As it sits right now, we got Johnny B leading, followed by Beaver. And then between Beaver and Spicoli right now is almost a 13.5 second gap.
Yeah, and a lap car.
Yeah.
Yes, Racer Mom, they are racing hard to the finish here. At least 3rd and 4th is, I believe Johnny B's over there texting his significant other about ordering pizza and, getting ready to celebrate a win because he is just dominating this 40-minute race here. I recommend Papa John's. You want to know what's messed up?
What's that?
When I played football back in my day in high school, if we ever won a game, we'd get pizza. If we ever lost the game, we'd have to go back to the cafeteria and get ham, the wheat bread and ham sandwiches as a punishment.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It was absolutely disgusting. And juice. You couldn't even get a Coke. Oh! Garlic dog went around. It didn't affect Spicoli or AJ here. That's who we're sticking with because that's the battle on track now for a podium spot. Is AJ going to be able to stick it inside of one of these corners here and take the position? We shall see because we are less than a second, way less than a second off of seeing who can win this battle here for that 3rd position. they are battling hard right now for these positions.
Captain CK and Brando have got together.
And they were battling, weren't they?
Brando's got some heavy damage on that front end.
Oh. Well, like Captain CK didn't corner the guy in front of him well, got sideways, and Brando T-boned him, causing significant damage. Significant damage to the front of his car here.
Oh, Spicoli comes into the pit. Oh, he had a drive-through penalty there.
Oh. Overdriving the car, gets him a drive-through penalty. And it looks like AJ will walk away with that third position there as we are under the last lap here. This will be the last. Can you see if the checkered flag or the white flag's in the air yet, Rob?
I do not see the white flag in the air at this time. So we may just come down to checkered.
We'll see what the officials are going to do here. We are at the 39-30-second mark out of 40 minutes. A few more corners to go for Johnny B. He is going to win this race potentially as long as he can get through here. As we come down to potentially the white or the checkered, we'll see here.
White flag is in the air.
So this is the final lap for all drivers on track. And if you're a Johnny B fan, well, don't celebrate yet because, you know, things can happen. But he does have a 7-second gap over Beaver right now with one lap car between them. There's Beaver right there coming out of turn 3. I know Johnny B is excited to potentially win this and get a jump in points. You're talking about the track here, Racer Mom. You can see everybody on track there on the track map. You can see how spread out it actually is. I mean, there's hardly anybody racing with one another now. Biker Pilot and Lamp is probably the closest ones that are battling right now. But we're going to stick with the leaders like we've talked about and finish them out through the race here. I am excited for Johnny B. I think this is his first win of the season.
I do believe so. Absolutely amazing performance here by Johnny B tonight.
Yep, rounding out that final corner here. He's going to come down, giving it some swerves of winning. He takes home the checkered flag for the first time this season that I know of, at least of what we've been broadcasting. Good job to him. Beaver's going to finish in that second position. Look at him burning out over there on the side. Spicoli is going to take home that fourth position after he had a drive-through. AJ is going to cross in that third position. Erico Captain CK right there. Sector is going to be finishing that seventh position. Brando just had an incident. He's like he went off track just a little bit. Poseidon and Lamp back there taking home the top 10. Biker Pilot is going to be in that 11th position once he crosses. Bob Wallace is going to be in that 12th position once he crosses. Oh, he actually has Nicolator coming in for the pass here. Nicolator just took the position away from Bob Wallace. I think Bob Wallace may be out of gas.
Yeah, I'm just hearing it over the radio. He ran out of gas.
You can hear him sputtering there going across the start-finish line. His take-home 13th. Nicolator, that was a good move by Nicolator not to get into the back of him, but he was slowing down coming through the final corner.
So just listening to the radio there, Bob Wallace got a jump penalty for actually driving backwards somehow.
Do what now?
So on the start, he got a jump penalty, but he went backwards.
Yeah, I figured he did get a penalty. I had a feeling he did looking at it. I just looking at that restart. I mean, he did have a weird move there before we went green.
Yeah.
McMurk book right here, going into pit road, finishing up the race. Rob, I mean, I'm excited to tell you, this was one of the better races I've seen in road course racing in a long time. I'm excited to see what next week's going to hold next Wednesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for the GT3 and the LMP2s to come here. Tonight's race was amazing. Just watching these Porsches running around the track, and I can't wait to see what next week's going to bring.
Yeah. So with that being said, Johnny B is our winner tonight. Let's go talk to him.
All right. Let's see. Doesn't look like we have him in radio contact. But we do have. I did see Beaver here, so we'll see if we can grab him and have a chat with him. Beaver, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Oh, hi there.
How's it going? So, I mean, that was an absolutely amazing display of racing. You only finished 7 seconds back from Johnny B, but amazing racing out there tonight. How did the car feel out on the track?
Honestly, pretty good. I came in here with no practice. The first race was my first laps of practice, so I feel like I'm pretty familiar with it. But just to get into this event and run that well, I was kind of surprised. But yeah, the car is fun. The car is a blast. I love it. They kind of changed it recently, but people don't like that. I don't know. I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So these sprint races, they happen fairly often, and these cars, I actually got introduced to these cars when we started broadcasting for the league, and I learned a little bit about these cars. Learned that the weight from the fuel is actually in the front, and downforce is a major part of that, causing these cars to go around the track really, really easy. Now, the pit strategy you had obviously wasn't enough for Johnny B. Johnny B took home the win by a 7-second gap, but you were hawking him down at the end. Did you take a little extra fuel there at the end to see if you could get a little more downforce to enter these corners a little more with a little more speed, or what was kind of the strategy there?
Yeah, unfortunately, and today I learned too. You taught me about this downforce thing. That's cool to know, actually. But no, I just wanted enough fuel to get to the end. I was chatting with my friend, and I was doing a whole bunch of mental calculations just to make sure I had enough fuel to get to the end. So really, there was no strategy for me. Just to make it to the end. I kind of thought maybe I should undercut, try to beat Spicoli. I don't know, but I guess he had trouble towards the end of the run, so I held second that way. But I knew I wasn't going to catch Johnny B. He ran a great race. Congrats on the win for him.
Yeah, he definitely had a heck of a race for sure. Now, your car looks phenomenal. I mean, did you paint that, or did you find it on Trading Paints, or?
I made it. Yeah, thank you so much.
It
Initially, I had it. Thank you. I had it on the Dallara P217 first. That's where I kind of first introduced the paint scheme, but I think it works on all cars. It really translates well. So yeah, thank you. Thank you a lot.
And speaking of the P217s, are you going to be here next week for the endurance race here at this track?
I'm not. So unfortunately, I committed that season to the GT3, and I think the GT3 is just so underwhelming that I probably won't make it next week. If I could promote myself to the P2, I think maybe then I'd may be more present in the endurance league. But as far as GT3 goes, I think I'll be sitting out of that, unfortunately.
It's understandable. And the final thing, unless Rob has anything, I'm sure you got some fans out there. People are watching you tonight for sure. Do you have anything to say to them? Sponsorships, fans, anything like that?
Uh, Nothing like that, unfortunately. But hello to my fellow J2i drivers. I've been a part of this for maybe 3 years now. I've been with them a long time, so it's a great place to grow friendships. So hi to everyone, and then thank you guys for hopping on board and streaming. I still have yet to catch one of the replays, but I'll be looking forward to watching this one. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you could check it out on Twitch. And we actually saved the actual VODs video on demand at you or on YouTube. So all that stuff's in our about section. So if you want to go back and watch it on YouTube or hear it, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely do that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, not a problem. And, just congrats again on the amazing race. And, unfortunately, we won't see you next week, but maybe the week after.
2 weeks. Yep, I'm looking forward to talking to you guys again.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thanks.
Yep.
Is AJ around?
I do believe he is. So let's see if we can have a chat with him. AJ, this is Rob in the booth. How you got me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
All right. Well, you were battling there with Spicoli, but it looked like he had to do a drive-through penalty, which, kind of secured your spot for third. Were you kind of worried coming down to the last few minutes of the race that you might not be able to catch him?
I was thinking it was going to be tricky to get by him. I was definitely trying to cool the tires down, keep him cool, and just get as close as I could before trying to make the move when I last lap or two before then, and then to see where it went. I know it was going to be difficult. He's definitely a quick driver, and I tried to just stick with him for the most part.
Now, Spicoli with that drive-through penalty did end up, securing your spot in third. But were you worried that he may end up passing you? I mean, what was the issue, or what was your thought process when you seen him all in your review?
When I realized he was pitting, I knew that was my chance, and I just had to keep a good gap between him and then if Captain tried to catch back up. So just kind of just hit my marks and keep going from there. Just try to push away from them.
Well, you absolutely drove the car to death tonight. I believe, and my memory is scarce, but I believe you won the 20-minute race. Is that right?
I got P3 in that race also.
P3, okay. Well, congrats on both your P3s. That looks good on the points, and I'm sure the sponsorships that you have or the fans that you have in the chat and in the stands tonight greatly appreciate you taking home P3. So congrats to that. Rob, you got anything else for him?
No, just is there anything you want to say to your fans or your sponsorships out there?
I just want to say it was an amazing race. Push all as best I could. Definitely one of my best performances of the year, so really happy with that. And thanks for everyone for watching.
All right, well, we appreciate it, AJ, and we hope to catch you next week.
Yep, thank you.
Well, Rob, that wraps that one up.
Yep, that was a hell of a race, and I'm really excited to be back and joining us here with J2i. They put on an amazing show each and every week, and I'm really happy about it. And although I am ready for bed, that's where I'm heading right after this. So I just want to thank everybody out there that joined in today and supported us through this. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'd like to thank our sponsors, JP Alfonso Studios, as well as Dubby, as well as J2i, for allowing us to broadcast these amazing races. Because without all of them and all of you out there, we would not be here. So we do appreciate each and every one of you. And I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, next week's going to be awesome to see these. I mean, I'm really, really excited to see how these cars, how the GT3 series and the LMP2s work together while also avoiding each other at the same time to get around this track. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll be here next week. If I got to sit here, cough my head off for the entire 2.5 hours we're going to be live, it's going to be all worth it in the end to see these cars go around this track and just see who's going to be the winner. Can Martin Crisp potentially take home a win next week? Brando, Erico, anybody out there that has been up there in the front and doing some good things. We'll see if they can make it to the front. But I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch all the videos on demand that we post. Follow this channel, and we also that sucks. I just read the thing from Racer Mom. Martin won't be racing in that series anymore.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate, but make sure you follow the Twitch channel at least, so you can see when we go live. We go live on Tuesday nights and on Wednesday nights with J2i. If you like a little NASCAR action, come check us out on Tuesday nights with the BSC Cup. And then road racing, obviously, you can check us out here on Wednesday when we go live. So we love you guys. And Rob, if you don't have anything else, we shall see you guys next Wednesday. So,
Sounds
Rob,
good.
you good?
I'm good.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye. This broadcast is the property of the United Racing Network and Twitch.tv. All reproductions of this broadcast must be approved by the United Racing Network staff. United Racing Network does not claim any responsibility for mishaps that may occur while listening to this production. United Racing Network reserves the right to delete, mute, unpublish, and/or move streaming locations without notice. The opinions of the announcers are not influenced by sponsorship, league administration, or any other outside entities. Thank you.